The Little Things is a 90s throwback, in more ways than one. John Lee Hancock reportedly wrote the script more than a quarter of a century ago, and it shows. The Little Things is set largely against the backdrop of October 1990, and the film wastes no opportunity to remind its audience of that fact. The B-52s are on the radio, No Doubt are on posters, and Richard Ramirez is fresh in the cultural memory. However, this setting feels somewhat appropriate. The Little Things is a throwback to the serial killer thrillers that defined 90s cinema, largely driven by the critical, commercial, and award success of Silence of the Lambs, which premiered 30 years ago this month. So happy birthday to Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter. I hope you're celebrating with a nice Chianti. The Little Things is an archetypal serial killer narrative. Denzel Washington stars as Kern County Deputy Sheriff Joe Deacon, a former Los Angeles homicide detective haunted by a dark past involving a case that he never solved. He seems to get a second chance at cracking that case when he finds himself partnered with Rami Malek as the young and promising detective Jimmy Baxter. Even if the premise didn't feel like the statistical mean of every 90s serial killer movie ever, there's not much original in The Little Things. At one point, the suspected serial killer even tells the detective chasing him that they are one and the same. The audience is told that Deke went through a divorce, a suspension, and a triple bypass within 6 months. I'm surprised they don't call him a loose cannon and threaten to throw the book at him. As a director, John Lee Hancock seems to have taken several of his cues from the serial killer films of David Fincher, but these references only serve to remind viewers of the gulf in talent that exists between Hancock and Fincher. That said, The Little Things benefits from a compelling lead performance from Denzel Washington. One of the greatest actors of his generation, Washington is a bona fides movie star, and has a track record for elevating material like this. He made The Bone Collector and Fallen intensely watchable schlock, and, well, look, nobody was ever going to save virtuosity. Washington is immediately comfortable in the role of Deke, and lends the film a gravitas that it doesn't otherwise earn. Of course, Washington's assured performance is also a reminder that they don't make movie stars like that anymore. Rami Malek is one of the most promising young actors of his generation, but he feels distinctly less comfortable in The Little Things than Washington. He doesn't exude the same charisma as other procedural supporting leads, like, say, Brad Pitt in Seven or Angelina Jolie in The Bone Collector. The Little Things also benefits from an interesting third act that at least develops the familiar themes of the serial killer film in interesting directions, even if it arrives perhaps a little too late after 90 minutes of reheated cliches. Speaking of cliches, here's one to close on. The Little Things is the kind of movie they don't really make anymore, but perhaps for good reason. The 90s serial killer boom came to an end at the turn of the millennium, when stories like this eventually migrated to true crime podcasts, prestige television shows, and Netflix or HBO documentaries. Those formats afford more space for character development, thematic exploration, and philosophical meditation. In comparison, The Little Things feels, well, rather small. In the ongoing investigation into the death of the serial killer flick, The Little Things is arguably just the latest evidence. The Little Things is available on HBO Max from Friday.